In November of 2012, many of you will head to the polls to select the President of the United States for the next 4 years. The Democratic candidate is hardly in question. President Obama is almost guaranteed the nomination. For the Republicans, though, there is a big field, and early primaries will help decide the eventual nominee. 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Alvin is here now with more on that. Rick?
Susan, those early primaries and caucuses are pivotal. Places like Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and maybe even Michigan. The Republicans here could have their primary as early as February 28. If they do, they'll have a good opportunity to help pick the eventual nominee. Our pollsters at EPIC-MRA ask you which of the already announced Republicans you might vote for if you're planning to vote in that primary at all, and here is what the numbers say. If that election were held right now, 32% of you would vote for Mitt Romney, who obviously has some ties here to Michigan. 17% like Texas Governor Rick Perry. 12% would choose Minnesota Congressman Michelle Bachmann. Those numbers coming close to mirroring some national numbers. Newt Gingrich, Ron Paul, and Sarah Palin all get 5% of the potential voters here. Herman Cain is at 3%. Rick Santorum gets 2%. John Huntsman and Thad McCotter is actually a congressman from Michigan, each get 1%. By the way, former Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty also garnered 1% of the vote, despite having dropped out of the race before this poll was taken. 16% say they're undecided. There are some important things to know about this poll. First, smaller sampling than normal. Only 210 people responded, meaning that the margin of error goes up to plus or minus 6.7%. Because of the nature of the primary, it's closed. It means you have to declare your party affiliation to the GOP in order to vote. Only about 35% say that you will vote in that primary. If that holds true, then party regulars are likely to have a bigger say in who wins in Michigan and perhaps at the August convention. It's also worth noting that 6 months out from the primary, there are a lot of unknowns, but at least heading into what will prove to be a crucial election cycle, you and your neighbors are already starting to form an opinion on what decision 2012 may look like.